Yo, what's going on, guys? In this video, we're going to be doing Harry Potter Nagini from VulnHub. I'll rate this box about a solid intermediate, and yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so like always, we'll start by splitting our terminals here. We can just start by splitting these. So I'm going to run a Night Discover, so we'll run a Night Discover minus R 10.0.0.1/24/820. We do get the IP of the box 10.0.068. So I'm going to run an mmap scan here. We'll do mmap minus SC for default scripts, minus SV for numeration, and we'll scan all ports on line P. I'm going to do a netcap minus NV on port 80. We do see that port 80 is open for HTTP. Doing this, we just do get a picture of Harry Potter. I'm going to do Control U to view the source code. Doesn't seem like we do have anything, right? So I'm going to run a GoBuster on here. So I'm going to run a GoBuster. We'll do dir mode minus U HTTP. We'll do minus W for user share word list. We'll run a dirbuster slash directory list 2.3 medium.txt. We'll specify the extensions as HTML, TXE, and also PHP, right? Looking at this, we do actually get port 22 open for SSH and port 80 open for HTTP, right? So here we do have a node.txt and also a slash Joomla. So I'm guessing this would be running Joomla. So we're going to visit our slash Joomla. We get this, we do get a Joomla CMS. So I'm going to try default creds, admin, or just like admin pass. Doesn't seem like we do get anything, right? We could run a scan on this subdirectory for Joomla, but let's check out our node.txt. So we'll just go to slash note. Seems like this is a message for the developers, and they are using the new HTTP 3 server at the, we can add this for /etc host, or we can just probably just use the IP address, right? For this to happen, we're going to go to GitHub. We'll use quiche GitHub. This is going to allow us to view the server that's running HTTPS 3. So under here, I'm going to run we'll cd into VulnHub. We'll do mkdir for Nagini, I think it's how you spell it. We'll clear this and we'll try to git clone this repository. So looking down here, we can actually do git clone recursive. So we'll just do this under here. We can do cargo build examples, right? Alright, so once this is done, we can actually just copy this command here, and we can just run this under here. It doesn't seem like we do have cargo on here, so we'll do apt-get install cargo. I'll run like a -y on here so we don't have to answer the questions that it gives us. Under here, it is telling us to do cargo test, so we'll just run cargo test. Once this is done, we'll run a cargo test. Or we actually need to go under here, actually. Run this under, or we don't need to run that, we need to run the cargo build under here. And then we should be able to do cargo test, right? And we actually do have cargo installed since we did apt-get. Okay, so we do get an error for, seems like unstable library or something. It is using Rust C, so for us to work, we'll just do like apt-get --help. We'll like try to grep out for like purge or something, so we can purge this out. We'll just do --purge, I think, and we can like do Rust C. Or let's look at apt-get purge. We'll search up like purge or something like that. Yeah, so we can just do like apt purge, and then we can just do Rust C. We'll run like a -1 here. From here, let's try to install Rust again. So we'll just do install Rust C. We can just copy this. We'll just wait for this to be done downloading, and then we can actually view the HTTP3 or HTTPS 3 website, right? So we can scroll this. This should ask for options, I believe. Yeah, we can just proceed with the normal. We'll just copy this, clear this, and we should have we should be able to run that command again for cargo build examples, right? If we did everything right, everything should work. All we did is install a new version of Rust C, and this should work, right? Okay, so while it's loading, we'll just run like a scan under slash I'll just do this under slash Joomla under this subdirectory. We do have an administrator, which I'm pretty sure this we've done Joomla boxes before, and I believe the slash administrator is for the yeah, I think this is for the page to log in. And we do have Joomla administrator, right, which is the login. We can try default credits, but it doesn't seem like we're going to really get anything. Admin. It doesn't seem like we do anything, right? So we did compile this. Now it's finished. So we'll do I think this is cargo build or cargo test, which just show under here we can do cargo test. It should have compiled, right? Okay, it does seem like it was compiled, so we can clear this. We'll go under target, and we'll go under debug. We can go under examples, and we should have a let's just run ls. We should have a simple or HTTP3. We'll do client. It is asking us for the client and also the URL. So in this case, we do know that this was running. Let's go back to our node.txt HTTP3. So HTTP3 is basically just like HTTPS, and we also do have we can just run this off the target URL. So we'll just change this to like HTTPS, and you'll see that we do get a different page here. So here just show that we do have a directory as internal research fetcher.php. Let's try to visit that. So we'll just copy this. Let's move this over here. And we can just copy this right here, put down there, and we do get like internal network research fetching page, right? Let's read the other options. We also do have number 2 here, which is basically configuration backup file.back. It also does seem like it's from the site admin, right? If you ever did want to open this up, you can just we'll just name this we'll just put this like I'll put this to like a file.txt or file.html. So we'll just do file.html. We can open a new browser. We can do like Control O, file.html, and you'll see that it does open, and it does show that we do have internal resource teacher.php, right? So look at this. We do have that already. So it is asking us for a .back file, which we don't know, right? So let's actually go under our slash VulnHub. We'll go under Nagini. We'll clear that. We'll do ls-la. We'll vi into like script .py. We're going to make a Python script. So we're going to see if we can make a request to like configuration.php, because like if we search up Joomla configuration file, we don't know if there's a back file for configuration.php or config.php, so we're going to make a request like Python script that outputs the 200 or 404, right? If it's 200, then we do know that a file does exist, right? Which is the .back file, right? So it is telling us that we can actually locate this under the configuration.php. So let's make a quick script right here just to test for this. So we are in interactive mode. We'll import OS. We'll also do, we're going to import requests. I was thinking about making a function, but I don't think it really be necessary to make a function. So we'll make a list called pos underscore files. We'll equal this to a list. We do know that this is going to equal to, which is a configuration. We'll do configuration.php. We'll test for configuration.php. We'll also test for config.php or like password.php. We'll test like config password.php. Just random guesses, but it can either be config.php or configuration.php. We'll also make like extension for this. That we do know that extension is a .back file, so we'll just do .back. No need to make a function, but right here we'll just make a make underscore request. We'll equal this to like we'll make a request, a get request to the URL, right? We'll do like plus request.get plus pos underscore files. We do need to make the URL, so we'll do like URL is equal to so we'll just copy this under here. We can delete this. So we want to actually put the configuration.php over the slash. So we're not gonna like consider slashes in front, right? So we do have slash Joomla. This is gonna be URL equals underscore plus pos files. And also we'll do extension, right? It's not working. Okay, we can do slash plus extension, right? So basically it's going to be URL. It's going to add one of these. Let's see, they're going to add configuration.php, config, or config password.php over this, and it's going to get out the status code, right? So we'll go into insert mode. We'll just make this, so we'll close this out. We actually want to get the array right here. So we'll get the array of like 0. Since it is Python starts counting from 0, so we'll do 0, 1, 2. So we'll make a request, make underscore req1 is equal to request dot get. We'll just do the same thing for like URL plus pos underscore files. We'll get the array of 1 this time plus extension. So we request.get URL underscore our URL right here. We'll just plus there, pos underscore files, and then we'll get the extension. And we'll make one more request. We'll make underscore req for 2, which is equal to request.get, or we'll do URL plus pos underscore files plus this is supposed to go right here 2. We can add that. So we do have request, URL, pos files 1, extension, and we do have those, right? So now we're actually going to print out the request, and this is going to see if this is a 200 or a 404, right? So we'll just print out a make underscore req1. We'll print out our make underscore req1. And then we'll print out the last one. So it does seem like we do have everything right. So we do have the URL, we have the list, which is configuration.php, config.php. We do have the extension, URL plus pos underscore files plus extension. So it's going to add the .back file to the PHP extension. and we're going to print out the request, right? So we'll just right quit out of this, we'll clear this, we'll just do chmod +x for script.py. We'll run this in Python 3. And looking at this, we do have 400. We'll just cat the script.sh, we'll head this out. And looking at this, we do know that it gives the response for 200, which is configuration.php.back. So we do know that this is a .back file, right? For these are 404s, so these don't really exist, right? So let's try to visit our configuration.php. So we do configuration.php, and then we do know that this is a .back file. So we'll copy from, we'll do copy from slash, we'll do root slash downloads, and we'll copy from, this is called, what's this called again? Application or configuration, right? .back, and we'll save this to this directory. So we'll cat our configuration.php .back file. Looking at this, it does show that we do have like a CMS admin for Nagini Hogwarts. So we do know that that's a probably possible username. It is for the Joomla CMS, so most likely we're going to gain access through the Joomla CMS. We do have a secret here, the database, which is Joomla. Let's check out the users. We'll just like, let's see if we can actually just like grep this out to like r-i for user. Does seem like we do have a public user as Goblin. So later on, we're actually going to be exporting on this page, we're actually going to be exporting so we're going to actually be exporting a server-side request forgery on here. So we're going to do, just a test on this, we'll just like do a touch, on here, we'll just do touch file.txt. We'll start like a Python 3 server, we'll do -m http.server on here. It is starting on port 8000, so we'll just do, let me just start this on port 80. So we can just do like http 10.0.069 with my IP address on port 80. I'll just do file.txt. It shows a file not found because we don't have a file. Well, I spelled the extension wrong, but it is, you see that we do get a get response. Let's try to do that one more time. I'll just do file.txt. And it does seem like it's doing the file.txt, right? Another way you can test for that, for server-side request forgery, you can just do http 10.0 or 127.0.0.1. If it redirects back to its page, that means it is vulnerable. You do see that it does redirect back to the main page for just its own IP, right? So start by testing this, right? So let's go to payload all things. We do have a GitHub for this. Let's look back. Let's look down here for server side request forgery. We'll go to like tools. Let's see if we can look for some tools. We're going to be using a tool called Gophers. We'll just git clone this repository. So we'll just git clone this repository on our machine. We'll cd into Gophers. We'll do like chmod +x. Turn this into executable. Running this, we can actually do like -- exploit to see what we want to exploit. We also do have the user as Goblin, so we're going to be using this. Well, this tool is just going to generate a payload for us, and we're going to use a Goblin to log in, right? The MySQL database for this to work, it shouldn't have a password on here, which it doesn't. And we're just going to be needing the user, right? So we'll just do exploit or -- exploit MySQL. And we do have like, we can give the MySQL username, which is just Goblin. And for this to work, we actually want to give a MySQL like a command, right? So for this to work, I'm just gonna to demonstrate. I'm gonna start so I do have MySQL server running on my machine, so we'll do MySQL -root. We'll specify a password. On here, we can actually just do show databases. And then you do see that it does show the databases on here, right? So we can do the same thing here. So we'll do show databases. And you do see that it generates a payload for us, right? So we can just copy this payload here. We can fetch this. So we can just fetch this. You do see that this is going to be input into the parameter for URL. Just to check for the parameter too, you do see that the name is URL. Sometimes it could be on the value, but in this case it is in the name, right? So we can just put this in to fetch this. After a couple times, you'll see that we do get the show databases command located here, right? We do get a information schema, like always. We also do get a information schema right there too. We do have a Joomla database. So all we're gonna do basically is just let's try to run this again. We'll do like Goblin. So we're gonna do like show databases, or we're gonna change to use database, right? So I'll just demonstrate on here first. So let's try to move into like this database, right? Or we'll try to move into MySQL. So we'll like use MySQL, and then we'll run like a different command after that. And then we'll like show tables, right? From here, you do see that it does show the tables, right? So we can just do the same thing. So in this case, we do know that the Joomla database is available. We do see that Joomla is right there. So the Joomla database does exist. So we're going to switch to the Joomla database. From there, we're going to do like show tables. We can press enter. Copy this. We'll fetch this one more time to clear the URL. And you will see that we have users not, right? So usually Joomla, if you've never done a Joomla box for like SQL or MySQL, you always see that I believe it's under Joomla users, something like that. Yeah, we do have Joomla users right here. Basically that's where the users are stored, right? And sometimes it's identified by like password or email. Like it depends on how the MySQL database is set up or how it's organized, basically, right? So in this case, we do see the tables as Joomla users. So just to show, we can actually run like the select. We can do like select star from like a user, so we can just like, or from these tables. In this case, I'm just going to get the event. And doing this, you do see that's an empty set, but usually we can just dump out it's basically like dumping out the contents from a table. So in this case, we're going to use since this is not a command line, we have to run all commands together. So we're going to use Joomla, switch users to our database, and then we'll like select star from, and we did see from, or is it Joomla users? Yeah, use database select from Joomla users. We'll just copy this. Goblin, and we'll just select that. So we can fetch this. Do it a couple times. Wait, do we have this right? Yeah, we did do use Joomla, and we're gonna select, or this was actually not the table. This is we'll just do this goblin. Yeah, this should work. I don't want to see why it shouldn't work. And there we go. We actually do get the. I'm not sure why it didn't work the first time, but I guess it takes a little bit more tries to work, right? So looking at the command, we just did dump out the table from Joomla users. So let's try to look for some users. Or yeah, we did have users. We do say email here, site admin at Nagini Hogwarts. We can try to even create our own user, or we can either try to update the site admin, which we're going to be doing, right? So we're going to do like update MySQL. Doing this my update SQL. You do see that we do have, let's see. Yeah, so we can update a table name, then we can set the column, right? And then we can put like where we're gonna like set the email, right? So I'm just gonna open this here. Let me just close this out or minimize it a little smaller. So here we're gonna use, first thing first, we're gonna switch to the database Joomla, right? So once we set the user, we're gonna update from the table name, which was Joomla user, I think. Joomla underscore users. And it's just telling us to set, so I'm not sure if we're supposed to, I'm not sure if this is supposed to be one whole command. It should tell us if we get an SQL error, we can just change it, but we can use Joomla, we can update the Joomla users. Once we do update the Joomla users, we're gonna set a condition, right, for like a column or a value. In this case, we're gonna set the, let's look at the bottom example here. So we're going to set the password, which is going to equal to, let's see, yeah, password. We can set the password, which is going to equal to, we can change this, we can just search up like base64 encode. I'll type in like password and we can encode this. Or let's go to, let's see, let's use like, this is the same website. I'll use this one. This is the one I usually always use, so I'll just set password. We'll like encode this. Just give us a string. We can go back to here, or we're just, let me close some of these tabs out. Okay, so we'll go back to our text editor. We can set the base64 hash in there. Or was it base64 or MD5? I think it was the MD5 hash that we had to store in there. Yeah, I think it should be MD5. So we'll just type in password, generate in there. So we do have, we can update the Joomla users table. We can set the password to, right, this password right here. And it is telling us to set where now, so we can just do where. The where is basically it's stated by email, so we can do email is equal to, it's equal to a string, right? So for the email, we do have, we did know that this was fetching, this fetched our this email right here, so we can just copy this, put that under there, and we can just end this with a little colon there, right? So first we're going to switch users to our Joomla database. We can update the Joomla users table. Inside that Joomla table, we can set the password to this hash right here, which is MD5. And then we find the email and we just set it for this under this table, right? So we can just copy this. We'll go back to our terminal here. So we can go to Goblin, type in Goblin, and we can, seems like everything's right, so we can now just press enter on this, copy this. Let me close some of these out because this is making my machine slow. So fetch this one more time. And you see that we do have rows matched, one change, right? So now let's go to site_admin, I believe it was. We can enter, not that, but site_admin, and we did set the password as password. We can save this, and you do see that we get a login successful, right? Okay, so now for this, just one thing to note, for the database, you can actually store it as like, for the password, you can store this as a MD5, or you can store this as like a SHA-512. Either would work, and that would it would identify as a password, right? I just want to clear that. But now, since we got the hard stuff out of the way, we can get some remote code execution, right? So we'll go to extensions. Let's see if we can go to we'll go to plugins here. Or go to templates. We can go to templates here. We'll just edit this protostar details and files. We'll go to this index.php. I'm gonna clear this. I'm a cat/opt shell. We do have Joomla and shell.txt. So I'm just gonna copy this here. We can add this on this line. We can save this. We'll just copy this and then try to visit that plugin. So we didn't know that this was under plugins, and this is protostar, right? Or let's see where this was. This is under templates. Templates, and we have protostar. And you see that command execute a blank, or cannot execute a blank command. It's because we need to go to our index.php. Doing this, we can just specify the variable or the parameter. We can do cmd equals ls, and we do get this, right? The files, right? If you want to get the ID, you can just do ID. And we can do wwd, right? Anytime I do have a remote code execution, I like sending this within burp. So let me just close some of these files out. So my VM's not so slow. So you can close this out. We'll just click on next, start burp. So we'll go to proxy, we'll go to options, we'll set the IP address for our specific address. Go to intercept. Let's take off the view source, or it's not going to intercept. We'll send this to repeater, and you do see that we get wwd, right? From here, I'm gonna change the request method to a post, and here we can actually just use wget. We can do like wget -o. We'll change this to like var, or output it to var www html, and we can do like Joomla. We'll name this to like shell.php, and we'll get this from our own IP address. From the IP address, we can specify a file name. In this case, let's download a PHP reverse shell. Let's just get the raw data out of this. We'll go back. We'll just wget this file. We'll vi into PHP. We can just delete all this. We don't need this. Go into interactive mode. We'll change this to our IP address 10.0.069.69. And then we can also change this to 4444, right? Seems about right. So we can right quit out of this. From here, we will just start a Python server. So do Python 3 -m http.server on, we'll just start this on port 80, right? The only reason I started on port 80 is so I don't have to specify the port. I mean, it makes the string shorter, but if you ever did want to run on a different port, you can just do like port 8080 or whatever, right? So you can do php reverse shell.php, send this. Let's try to URL encode this. Send that. So now let's go under our slash the Joomla and let's go to shell.php, and you'll see that we do get a error for this. Did I change the shell? Did I change the shell? Let's remove PHP reverse shell. Let's try to wget this again. I'm just not gonna delete anything this time. .0.069, and we'll do like 4444. We'll right quit out of this. I'll do Python 3 -m http.server. Oh, it's because I didn't wait. Did I specify the port? I should have specified the port. I think I did. I'm not sure. So send that. I did get our PHP reverse shell. We did name this as shell.php. And looking at this, I think I probably specified the port wrong. I didn't put this as port 80, but looking at this, we do get a connection refused on here. And the reason for that is because we don't have our listener up, so we can do netcat mySLMVP on 4444, and we can like press enter on this, and we do get our shell, right? That's just the easier way of like the way I do it. The way I do it is we can just get like curl this, right? Or it's not easy, it's basically the same way, but we'll just start a server again, which is on port 80. We can use curl to do this, so we'll just curl this 10.0.069, and we'll get like our PHP reverse shell, and then we'll like pipe this out to a PHP, right? So we can send that. And doing this, if you get a connection refused, because we don't have our listener up, but now we do, so we can just send this. Do we not get our IP or our connection back? Maybe not. Oh, the reason it's not working is because it's curling for this IP address, so we actually need to do it like a different listener here. So we'll do like rap netcat mySLMVP on 4444. Let's start our Python server again. So it's going to get it from our Python server and then curl it as a PHP and give us a shell, right? So we can send that, and now we get our shell down here. So basically the same thing. I like doing the other way because it's easier, or this way if the other way doesn't work, but it's always good to know multiple ways to get into like into the attacker's machine, right? Or into the victim's machine, or your target's machine, right? So I'm just gonna get a shell the way I'm just gonna get a shell under our here. So I'm just gonna start my listener up here. So we'll do like all rap netcat mySLMVP. I'll just curl this, and we just do get our shell, right? So we'll do ID. We'll just export our term is equal to x term. Clear this. We can spawn a TTY shell. So we'll change this to, we'll run this like in bin bash, Python 3, and we are www data, right? So we'll just go under home. We'll go into Snape. Look at this. It does seem like it's we do have a creds.txt, so we'll cat our creds.txt. It does seem like this is base 64. So I'm just going to we'll just echo this on the screen. We'll pipe this out to base 64 minus d. We do get a password here, so we can just like switch users to Snape. And we do get a login successful as Snape, right? So we'll check our IDs. Doesn't seem like we do have any shadow group or Docker or any of that. So let's go under /home. We'll go to Hermione. Let's check out the directory for Hermione. Can we go with the .mozilla? Can't. So we'll go under /bin. Does seem like we do have an SUID, just because we have a SUID and also it's identified as red. So we'll just like run this, see what this is running. So we'll just like do ---- help. So look at this. It does seem like this is running the copy command. The first thing I like doing, since I do have copy on, or yes, since I do have copy on my own command, we can do copy. We'll just do ---- help. We'll just grep this out. You do see that it says copy to source or destination, which is basically the same thing, right? It seems like it's just renamed to switch users copy. So looking at this, we'll go back here. Let's go into .ssh. Doesn't seem like we do have any like .ssh keys under here. So let's try to see if we can use a copy command. And since this is being ran by Hermione, that means it can copy its like an SSH key into its own .ssh folder, right? Or directory. So we'll do SSH keygen. Doing this, we'll just copy from .ssh or root .ssh. We'll copy the ID underscore. We'll just copy the .pub to this directory and also the public key or the private key, right? So we'll cat our ID underscore RSA. We'll just copy the .pub under here. So I'll just go under here since we don't have a persistent shell, so I'll just echo this out. We'll name this to authorized underscore keys. So since we do have that, we're gonna run or just go under /temp and we'll just make a folder under there. Let's just cat this out just to make sure the file's in there. It is at root at Kelly, so that now that since we do have our SSH key on here, we'll just go under /home. Hermione. We'll go under bin. And since this is the copy command, we'll just do switch users underscore CP. We'll do -p, which is going to be privileged user. It's going to run as Hermione. If you don't run this as p, the transfer or the privileges are not going to transfer to the directory you want to, right? In this case, we want to run it to our own SSH key or run it to the .ssh to get a shell on our machine, right? I'm just going to run this under here since it's weird under here, so we'll just do we'll run this like switch users underscore copy. We'll do -p for privileged user. Once we do have privileged user, we want to copy from our /temp to we do have authorized keys. Let's actually change this, the permissions. We'll do chmod as 0644. And now it is read and write. So now we should be able to get a shell on the box now, right? So make sure you do have the permissions as 0644, or you can either run like a go-rwx, which allows multiple users to run the authorized keys. So we do have that now, right? So let's go under /home Hermoine bin. We just need this name right here, right? So we do have switch users _cp, and we'll copy this from this is /temp. So just copy the authorized keys. We want to copy the temp authorized keys to /home /hermoine .ssh. I'm not sure. I think we should just leave it like that. Or yeah, we're going to copy this file to this directory. So we can just copy this, run this under there. Let's go back. We'll see into .ssh. And you do see that I did transfer the permissions. Now we just need to check out the file is there, which is it is there, just to confirm it is root at Kali, right? Since we do have the private key for this public key, we'll just do SSH Hermoine 10.0.0 68. So we'll just do 68 minus I ID underscore RSA. 68, yes, and we do get a login successful as Hermoine, right? We do have persistent shell as this user. So the next thing we're going to be doing, if you don't remember, we actually did the same prevesc for Blue Sky, I think like Blue Sky 1 or something on VulnHub. So we'll just go to Mozilla, go to Firefox, we'll go to G2. If I remember right, we can actually, we'll decrypt this for like login.json. I think we're gonna decode, and also a key for .db. Yeah, so we do have these files. So we're gonna decode it using firepwd. We'll just close this out, right? Go back. We'll go into Blue Sky. I think I do have this directory still. Yeah, we do have firepwd here. So we'll just copy firepwd.py. We'll copy this back to Nagini. We'll do like Python 3 -m or Python 3 firepwd. We'll just mkdir a new file. So we'll do like creds pass. We'll copy the firepwd to like creds pass. Once we do have that, we can do Python 3 firepwd. It doesn't find the key for db or key 3.db. So we'll start like a Python server on here. So we'll do like Python 3 -m http .server on 90. We'll do like 91.91. We do have the IP address, so we're going to wget from this IP. Also we'll do this on port 9191. We're just gonna get our logins.json and also our key for db. So now we do have that. So we're gonna run a Python 3 firepwd. And doing this does decode it for root. And we do have a password here, right? So I'm gonna switch users to root. We do have the password, we'll do this in root, and we can cat our flag, right? And there is our root.txt. Well guys, I rate this box about a solid intermediate. Pretty good box, in my opinion. But yeah guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.